just in case you forgot or ever knew, here's some quick clips that remind you which party is really racist.
Take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents, it doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. Tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. We have no choice but to take them out of society. We must make the streets safer. I don't care why someone is a malefactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society. They are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families. But we would be absolutely stupid as a society if we didn't recognize the condition that nurtured those folks still exist. And we must deal with that.
That's Joe Biden. The Joe Biden that CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, NBC doesn't want you to know. They don't want you to hear or see these clips. They want you to think he's the social justice warrior.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
No. And here's, as far as I know, his most recent one. But stay tuned because there will be more. It's like clockwork. He is a gaffe machine. But is it gaffes? Or is it really because that's the way he feels? Are they really gaffes if they are truthful reveals of his racist feelings? I mean, you saw that first clip of him regarding desegregation, how he didn't want them in his streets. But let's close with his most recent insult to the, I don't want to say African American community, because I know some people who are black Americans who would just like to be called Americans or people. They aren't from Africa. They've never been to Africa. They don't understand being called African Americans. I'm German and Irish, but I've never been to Germany and I've never been to Ireland. I don't know anybody who has. And nobody is calling me Irish American or German American. Can we get to the point to where we just call people by their name, maybe? Just an idea. Check out his latest gaffe of reality.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump.
Vice President Biden, with all due respect, your latest comments are both pathetic and hurtful. Your quote, "If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, you ain't black." Well, I think that in civil discourse, we can have our disagreements on politics, but you challenging me and millions of other people out there on their blackness, descendants of slaves, from you, is some seriously condescending, out of touch bullcrap. You're embarrassing yourself, Mr. Vice President. Should you even be running for president in the Democratic Party that says they're for black people? Do you really believe that black people are owned by the Democratic Party? Do you really believe that a black person who doesn't vote for you is therefore not legitimately black? Have you forgotten the Republican Party was started in opposition for a Democratic Party that thought it was people? I am a man, Mr. Vice President. Too many people have died for me to have the right to think and vote for myself. But I wonder if Senator Peters agrees with you. I bet he does. When I get the chance to debate him, I think I'll ask. You should think long and hard about what you said and what it means. And also, your use of the word ain't. You should also make sure you carry hot sauce in your purse next time.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, Swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?